Good morning, ninth graders. Today our lesson is going to be about Central America. The objectives of our lesson is describing history of Central America and the history of the Caribbean, identify economic conditions in the region, and explore the modern life in the region. And places and terms we're going to read, or we are going to get through them in this lesson or within this lesson, are Central Earth, United Provinces of Central America, Panama Canal, Calypso, Regia, Informal Economy. Native and colonial Central America. Central America is a cultural hearth as well as crossroads. Cultural hearth is a place from which important ideas spread. The Mayan people built a great civilization in the area that spread throughout the region. The homeland of Maya stretched from southern Mexico into the northern Central America. During the 800s, the Maya began to abandon many of their cities. Why they did so remains a mystery to be solved by archaeologists. Archaeologists, they are the scientists that studies the nature of land, the rocks, the soil, and how they were formed in the past. This is a picture of a temple, Mayan temple in the region of Aztec in Mexico. The Mayan influence, they built many cities with temples and places in present-day Belize, Guatemala, Salvador, and Honduras. Each city was an independent state ruled by a king and served as a center of religious ceremony and trade. One of their most spectacular cities was Tikal, located in the dense steamy jungle of northern Guatemala. The pyramids at Tikal were among the tallest structures in the Americas until the 20th century. The Mayan culture was carried to other regions throughout the military alliances and trade. Spanish influence or Spanish in Central America. What was their role and their part, and what was their purpose in there? So the Spanish conquest of the Aztec in Mexico opened the door to Spanish control on Central America. So this was their opportunity to control Central America and colonize more land over there. Spain ruled Central America until the 19th century. Mexico declared its independence from Spain in 1821. Up to that point, Central America had been governed from Mexico. In 1823, the whole region declared its independence from Mexico and took the name of the United Provinces of Central America. By the late 1830s, the United Provinces had split into separate nations. These became El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Guatemala, and Honduras. Native and colonial Caribbean. Although Central America was ruled by Spain, the Caribbean was settled and claimed by many European powers. In addition, Africans who were brought to the Caribbean as slaves played an important role in the settling of the Caribbean. So what was the influence of Caribbean? When Christopher Columbus reached the Caribbean island in the 1492, he thought that he had reached the East Indies in Asia, which means India. Therefore, he called the natives Indians. That's why the natives of the Caribbean and Mexico and United States of America and Canada, they were called Indians, because he hoped that it would be the India he wanted that was located, or that is located in Asia. This is how they came with the name Indians. The inhabitants of these islands called themselves the Taino. The Spanish settled into some of the islands and established sugar plantations which were suited to climate and soil in the island. They attempted to use the Taino as a forced labor. And this is the end of today's lesson. And look forward or stay tuned for some homeworks to be assigned. Thank you, stay safe, have a nice day.